Hello and welcome to this quick little update video here from the setup of Philadelphia 2007 that I am in the process of making for you at the moment, recording new episodes. But the update that I wanted to give you is, of course, that Herpa has announced their batch for 0506. And there are some interesting aircraft models in there, but let's go through them one by one to see what Herpa has come up with for us this time. The first aircraft model in the new Herpa batch is an A318 of British Airways, an aircraft type that is of course not in use anymore with British Airways. This, however, is the Golf Echo Uniform November Bravo. In 2010 they made the Golf Echo Uniform November Alpha, so in that sense you could complete your collection if that is something for you. Although I must admit that I could very easily have come up with some other narrow-body British Airways aircraft models that I would have liked to see realized before this one, especially also considering the price tag of €30. The next aircraft model is an A350 of the probably outside of Europe and outside of Spain little known airline Iberojet. The airline is mainly operating charter traffic and sometimes ACMI on behalf of other airlines. This is, as far as I know, the first aircraft model in Scale 500 of this airline and would of course suit very much anyone who is collecting aircraft from Spain or the Balearic Islands or has an airport setup placed there. So if you have €38 to spare, that might be a model for you. Then an aircraft model that I was very much hoping for that Herpa would be making is this H321 Neo of the German Air Force in the grey livery. However, again with a hefty price tag of €30, I am very much making my buy of this aircraft model dependent on how Herpa has actually managed to execute this aircraft model. There definitely needs to be some detailing on that aircraft model, because otherwise it would be a waste of money. Then what I kind of assume is at least a kind of re-release, the Dash 8 Q400 of Olympic, because some years ago Herpa has already made this model, might be with a different registration code, I'm not quite sure here, but I'm sure that this aircraft model has been asked for by many collectors for quite some time, and it is always great to see Herpa making Dash 8 aircraft models, so I will not be complaining, other than of course the price tag being €28, which is absolutely insane. Then an aircraft model that we kind of did expect to see rather soon, because Herpa had already shown the sample model, is this 777 of Emirates with the 50-year anniversary logo, and in this case we also have an image of the sample model and not just a graphic. One thing I'm a little bit concerned about, other than of course the price, is the print of the 50-year anniversary logo, because I think the golden tone here is rather dark compared to what it is in real life. This might just be an issue with the image and not the model itself, so my recommendation for the 777 and as well for the A380, which also has been announced with the 50-year anniversary logo, is not to pre-order these aircraft models, given the fact that there is doubt about how Herpa has executed the print here, if they have actually managed to use the correct tone for the Emirates branding. And especially given that these aircraft models will be produced in sufficient numbers, there's no need to pre-order them. Once they hit the stores, you can check them out for yourself and see if you're happy with them and then purchase them. Especially with the A380, which comes again with a hefty price tag of €40, I would say it is worth waiting and then making sure that what you buy is actually correct. Then we have a Dreamliner from TUI. What a surprise. I mean, Herpa has definitely not made tons of them in the past already, but this is a 7878 with a British registration code, and it will cost you €38 if this aircraft model is something for your collection. Then another maybe not so surprising aircraft model from Herpa Wings is the A350-900 in the livery of Lufthansa. This, however, with the Lufthansa and You sticker added to it. What makes this aircraft model a little bit exciting is that this is the first A350 in the Lufthansa livery from Herpa Wings with the additional printed details, so static ports and markings on the engines. And Herpa has also added the secondary set dome at the front of the fuselage, and it does also look like in the correct size. So if you can stomach the price tag of €30-80 and perhaps haven't bought any A350s in the Lufthansa livery before, this might be an aircraft model for you. Another aircraft model that will set you back with €30-80, but for me at least is much more exciting, is the United Airlines 767-300ER in the new United Airlines livery. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of the 767 and don't find it to be a very visually pleasing aircraft type, but the United Airlines livery for me just works perfectly on the 767 and even makes it a beautiful aircraft, and that says a lot. So yeah, this is definitely an aircraft model that I am considering to buy, but the price tag is really hefty, so this has to be a banger before I splash out the cash. An aircraft model where some collectors might say, hold on, haven't we seen this one before? It is a new TUI 737-800 with the Mein Sewe Fotobuch livery. And yes, there has been an aircraft model with that livery. However, the livery has been slightly adapted and used to be on an aircraft with a different registration code. So this is indeed a new aircraft model from Herpa Wings. If you don't already have enough 737-800 TUI aircraft models in your fleet, then here you go. There is a new one from Herpa Wings. And if you have 30 euros to spare, congratulations. The next item in the batch is not an aircraft but a Zeppelin, or as you also might know it, a Blimp. Now, I am yet to meet a collector who openly admits to own such a thing. There's nothing wrong with that, but for me personally, these kind of flying objects work much better in scale 200 than in scale 500, but if you really can't live without it, then Herpa has made yet another one for you, and honestly speaking, it doesn't look too bad here on the image. Does it look 30 euros good? No, but neither did any of the other items we had in the batch so far. Next up, we have the only aircraft model that I am truly excited about, and where I say I definitely have to have once it has been released, regardless of the price, which by the way is also 30 euros. And that is the 737-700 in the new Scandinavian Airlines livery. I really did not think that Herpa would make this aircraft model, given that the days of the 737 are limited in the SAS fleet. But they have made it, or at least announced it now, and yeah, I'm very much looking forward to this one. And then the final item in the 0506 batch from Herpa Wings is the Beluga Loading Center, which they showed us, I think, 1 or 2 months ago already. I mean, for Herpa, this is lightning speed if they can already deliver it in 0506. So yeah. I'm quite curious about to see how it looks in real life, although I would assume that it probably looks rather decent. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but I would say that it is a great addition for anyone who has a Beluga model, because you can make a very nice setup with that. And I'm not entirely sure about the price. I think it will be around 30 euros as well. I mean, for an entire setup, I guess that's okay. In any case, if you have a Beluga, now you can also have the loading center. So there we have it, the latest Herpa Wings batch for 0506. Very Eurocentric. We have 2 Emirates and a United aircraft, but all 3 of them could also very easily be spotted in Europe. So last time, in the last batch, they did have a little bit more for people also from other regions of the world. This time they are really focusing on the European market. But okay, a very few aircraft there that I would say that I really am interested in. Not the strongest batch, if you ask me. Especially, I mean, yet another Dreamliner from TUI. Okay, we get a new airline with Iberojet, that's all right, I think. But other than the Scandinavian 737-700, there isn't really something where I say I definitely cannot live without. And then, of course, we have the really insane new prices from Herpa Wings that have been raised yet again. And of course, there is inflation, but Herpa has already raised prices before that came along. But I don't want to get too much into that at the moment, because I'm actually working on a video about Herpa's pricing policy, which will be out on my channel fairly soon. So do keep an eye out for that. But that's all we have for today. A big thanks to Jumbolino Model, who provided me with the images that are originating from Herpa Wings. But what do you think about this new batch from Herpa? Let me know in the comment section below. With that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.